Welcome to Safari Angle Podcast, where we share our stories unapologetically, experiences that shaped us, and experiences that continue to shape us. On today's episode, we are focusing on the cost of online validation and the social media pressure. Are you those people who sometimes post something online and when people don't engage with their content, or maybe you have like 10 likes, it kind of dulls your day and you feel like, oh my god, do they really like me? Did my friends see me? Did they just ignore me or stuff like that? And then you feel like, should I delete it so that I can start afresh? I've seen creators actually talk about this and they're like, imagine you're in a room of 10 people and all of them are willing to listen to you. Imagine you translated that to like your TikTok, for example. You've posted something and 10 people were willing to engage with you and your content, but you are just there feeling so bad about it. The pressure that comes even with comparing yourself to somebody else. Oh, we do the similar type of content, but she gets a lot of engagement, which I actually don't. And then now you start feeling bad about yourself, and you feel like, should I even be doing these things? So you keep doubting yourself, comparing yourself, and that kind of thing. So validation and social media pressure. I kind of feel like if we have not all gone through it, then at least at some point either you've gone through it or even there's people who are currently going through it. I've seen these types of video where people even do, come and restock my fridge with me. And the types of comments I have seen on those particular types of video, oh my god. Then so somebody is out there copying somebody else. You don't even know how they get their money or where they get their money. And now you're feeling like, oh, I need to buy that type of fridge. Social media pressure. I need to restock it just the way they did. Pressure. Or I have also seen influencers, and I don't know where some of them get their money, which is a good thing, but they're moving from house to house, from house to house. Like today they're living in Kilelesha, tomorrow they're in Kilimani. I don't know, another day they're moving to where? Big houses. And there's somebody seated somewhere feeling like, oh my god, this is the kind of life I want to live. Or you're at the uni and you see these girls dressing nicely, or these guys wearing the very good watches, nice sneakers, wearing a certain way, and you feel like that's who I should be looking like, or how that's how I need to look like. Then the next thing you know, you're doing all manner of things to get money so that you can keep up with those people or the people you see online. So did you buy that fridge because you needed it or because somebody else bought? Are you restocking your fridge because you really need it or because somebody else is doing it? Are you typing and deleting your content because it didn't get the good enough engagement as you had wished? And are you living beyond your means? Are you living an unrealistic lifestyle that doesn't honor your pocket? So you keep digging deeper. Yes. And are you waiting for people to validate you so that you can fit in and so that you can be yourself? Yes. So, understanding online validation. Online validation, social media has become more than a space that connects people. It's now become sort of a scoreboard of approval. Like you post something because you want people to think of you or perceive you a certain way. You want people to feel a certain way about you. You measure your worth because of how many likes you get or how many you don't. But the truth is, every notification that you have, it gives you just a little bit of feel good, dopamine. You feel nice about that, and then after that your dopamine drops because again something else comes up and now no one else is validating you, or you're chasing the next validation you can get from whoever or whatever that will actually give you. So are you doing these things for yourself or for other people? And with the social media pressure, as I said, it sometimes leads people to start living lives very unrealistically. Like somebody else can afford something, maybe walikuwa na blessa ama mama yake ameuza kashamba mahali akamgawia ama aliachiwa kitu kwa wili ya baba yake or something, and then now wewe unataka kuishi kama yeye. I remember when you were actually in campus, and I'm pretty sure saizi hata it's even worse. You would see like women living larger than lifestyles, and unajua first year mkiingia msee anakuchapia story yake, and you can tell like enyewe huyu msee yeah penye yako hajafika. Then a few months later vitu zina change drastically venye nimesema, maybe you might not even know kwenye pesa yake inatoka, and this applies to men too. Alafu now you want to be like them, you want to dress how they dress, you want to talk how they talk, you want to do things the way they do. I remember growing up, my mom used to say you can be ambitious, you can have dreams and all these manner of things, but the most important thing, never ever ever try to be somebody else or live somebody else's life. Like, be content with what you have at the moment, but keep dreaming and working towards that thing that you don't have. Lakini usitafute like shortcuts, especially easy very nasty shortcuts that don't get you anywhere, because it will validate you for that particular moment, or you feel worthy, you feel like you belong, just you're at that point, and then after that, just like that, it's gone. So unapata pressure ya kuishi maisha ya wase wengine, unataka kwenda vacation juliana mse mwingine alienda diani, you want to have flawless skin. Siku hizi mpaka kuna competition ya kununua beauty products, nani amejipaka mafuta gani, anakaa aje, ni lipstick gani latest yenye anaweza nunua, so that you can keep up with each other. Like I was seeing hii trend yenye iko on social media right now ya involve me, and the things that people are saying, very nasty things, like they're looking down upon their peers, maybe because mko kwa group yenye wase wako na iPhones na wewe uko na Android, and then wanataka kukumake kufeel vibaya. So for such a space, if you don't live an authentic sort of life, unataka kuwa validated ama kufeel worthy like you belong, you certainly do something yenye maybe it's not so good for you, or it doesn't align with you, just because unataka kufit in kwa group kama hizo. So what you see now, the hidden cost of validation na hiyo social media pressure na want to belong in a certain class, sometimes you end up doing things that you might even actually regret. So when we start comparing, we lose our authenticity and who we are as people, juu tuko hapo hivyo tunataka kufanya vitu a certain way. Na usidanganyike, by the way, social media a lot of times, kama hata mimi saizi for example, because I post some type of content online, you might not necessarily see everything. I might not show you the days I'm crying on my bed. I might not show you the days maybe I don't have those fancy things, but the day maybe my life is so aligned na vitu zina work out best might be the only days I show you when the things are nice. So you might associate me with my life looking like it's picture perfect, but it's not. And that's what happens when we are like tukiwa tumefuata either influencers au watu wenye wako na some sort of leverage. Mtu maybe ako na brand deals, that's why anaweza restock fridge yake in that way. Wewe ni salo tu yako yenye hata una struggle hata ikutoshi, but you want to be like them, unataka kurestock fridge uonyeshe ulimwengu, and then what? So when we depend on validation na hiyo kutaka kufiti na hizo ma social media pressure nyingi zinaweza kama na social media, by the way Jack Tambo watu wako wana struggle na hizi vitu sana. Kama saizi I think saizi iko up there juu ya social media, because we just scroll and see people's lifestyles on our phones. So the cost of kunini kukuwa na hizo kusik validation, maintain hizo pressure za dunia nini, you lose your authentic self. Sasa unaanza you start performing, because you're not living your own life. You want to be like a certain person, or you want to do things like certain people, but that's not you. Maybe you can't even afford that thing. That's why unasikia vitu crazy zinafanyika out here, cause kila mtu anataka ku look the part. Yeah, una look the part, but at what cost? So we kind of lose hiyo authenticity. We hide our struggle, we mask our imperfections, and we build an image that doesn't always match like reality yetu. And sometimes it's very tiring, cause uta keep up mpaka lini. So And you might even end up forgetting who you are or who you are before those trends that you are trying to keep up with. Because as I said, it's a performance. Embrace imekuwa like it's part of you and there's nothing else you can do. But as I said, unafurahisha nani mkuu? Who are you trying to please? Yes. And so how can you break free from hii kutaka kukua validated, keeping up with trends, with social media na vitu kaa hizo? Sometimes lazima ujite ka mkutano. Unajita ka mkutano, you ask yourself, you have to like really be honest with yourself. Who am I as a person? What do I really stand for? Where am I right now? Like being really honest with yourself. Where am I right now? Where am I headed? Whatever I'm doing right now, is it really serving me, my purpose, and my honest truth, even in the long term? Because if it's not, if you answer some of these questions, then it will be easier for you to start now, like slowing down and realizing that this you only have one life to live, and this is how you do it, or this is how you go about yourself. Do you really need to put everything also on social media? And if you're documenting, are you documenting it for yourself or for other people so that they can perceive you a certain way? Must you do it for the people, or are you doing it because it's something you love? Because if you are very honest with yourself from that perspective, then inakuwa rahisi kukuwa authentic to yourself and recalibrate if you actually need to. So authenticity is powerful because you don't need permission to live your life. You become so free. It's very freeing. You can compare it with the performance that you have to keep up with when you're looking for validation or you are trying to live up to trends fulani huku hivi nje. You get? So authenticity inakufree to be yourself. That's why sometimes I can give an example. I was looking at content ya mse kama Sue. I love Sue. I love how she cooks and what she does and the way she goes into like deep huko kwa interior to do her cooking whatever. And for me, it just shows us penye tumetoka wase wengi tulikuwa tunapika na kuni nini nini. It's very authentic according to me and it appeals to me. There was a time I was watching her nini one of her videos on TikTok, and then I saw somebody comparing her with another person who also cooks on TikTok in a totally different type of setup. And they were like, oh, historia Sue is just struggle. Ati mimi, this is not the kind of life I would want to subscribe to, ni struggle, nini nini. Vitu kaa hizo. But for me, the way I see Sue, huyo mwingine hata yeye pia, she's also living her authentic self. Like she's doing her thing kulingana na nini yake. And the way I see Sue has defined her audience, she has defined her niche pia, and she appeals to certain kind of whatever. And she's maintained that type of authenticity for such a long time. And I don't think she's performing for us. And if maybe you went to her TikTok, no matter how many times unaweka comments kama hizo, I don't think I am expecting anytime soon kuona Sue in a very big modern kitchen, mostly because whatever she does is very authentic to her, and that's her choice. So I don't see it as struggle, and I kind of think whatever that person said is now what I would term like social media pressure, cause huyu mtu ajakwambia na struggle na hiyo kitu, she loves it, that's why she's doing it all the time. Mu mingine the same way. So all of us, like two things can be true at the same time without necessarily making it look like huyu ni mbaya, huyu ni mbaya, na prefer huyu, na preferences zako si lazima zikue. You don't have to come to people's like comment section kuwa invalidate pia, na hata pia ni watoto hawakuwa na seek your validation in the first place. So remember to be authentic to yourself and to who you are as a person, because as I said, societal pressure can really change people, and we end up putting up performances and wanting to sound or look a certain way so that we can fit in and be that type of a person. Yeah, you have to stop living your life for likes. Whether watu wanakupenda ama wasikupende, I kind of miss those days. I remember when I was a lot younger, I used to go on stages. And most of the times, I was doing lots of poetry then. I would go on a stage feeling so afraid in the context of like ile stage fright ya kawaida yenye everyone has. I go on stage, I don't know what will happen, and I'm feeling like, oh my God, but then I never used to feel like I am performing for those people so that they can clap for me. I used to feel like I'm good enough to be on this stage. This is my craft. I love it. So I'll go there, I'll put in my best effort. If people gave me a standing ovation, I'll be surprised. But I'll be like, yeah, definitely I gave my best. If they just clapped, I'll still be like, I feel like I have won, because the fact that I was able to stand up on that stage and put up the best performance of my life, that's all I needed. I was so free. I was a child. I didn't care about being validated, all those claps or whatever. I was just doing my thing for the love of the craft. If we can go back to that kind of a setting, then we will all be winning in this, whether we are posting online or we are looking good in our villages. And remember, it's not about other people, it's about you. How do you feel about yourself? How do you feel about who you are as a person? How do you feel about what you do? Are you passionate about it? Are you doing it for the people or for yourself because it frees you, it gives you a purpose, it gives you a sense of belonging, but don't do it for other people. Do it for yourself first and be honest with who you are as a person, because the hidden cost of that type of validation and keeping up with social media pressure is that eventually we lose the authenticity. Sometimes people go beyond. There are people I hear they are in debt right now because maybe they were trying to sort of keep up and they're living lives that are not their own. It's like you're on chokehold because you are trying to fit in, or you wanted to be perceived a certain way, so uko mpaka na madeni, so be yourself. It's freeing. And learn the things that you need to unlearn, because social media is here to stay. So choose to be real. Choose to be real and authentic to yourself. Choose freedom and choose you. Until the next video, I'm your host, Miss Kimaru. Bye.